Did you know that the conventional farming practices we know today have dominated agriculture since the 1960s? Conventional farming relies heavily on chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides for high yields across often expansive monoculture fields. This way of farming has indeed doubled farm outputs over the past century, but at a major cost. It produces less nutritious food, causes erosion, and contributes to climate change and biodiversity loss, just to name a few. Now imagine a farming method that not only produces food, but also heals the environment. Regenerative farmers across the U.S. demonstrate that a positive transformation is possible. How? That is what we'll explore today. And for those of you wondering what all this talk about farming has to do with your favorite slice of pizza, stick around until the end. The connection might surprise you. Before we'll introduce you to some remarkable regenerative farmers, let's first start with the principles of regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture refers to farming practices that improve the overall health of a farm's ecosystem. And regenerative farming tries to do that through these 5 core principles. Minimizing soil disturbance. Keeping the soil covered with living plants or mulch. Maintaining living roots in the soil, for example, using cover crops. Maximizing plant diversity through crop rotation or companion cropping. And reintroducing livestock to farms. Now let's see it in action. No farm captures the essence of regenerative farming quite like White Oak Pastures. The Harris family has been raising cattle on their Georgia farm for 5 generations. After World War II, the family started using more modern methods. New chemicals were used, and the slaughtering process became more centralized. As a result, the farm focused solely on producing calves for industrial beef production. But while this made food cheaper, it also created a system where animals weren't being raised or slaughtered as humanely as in the past. These new methods were also terrible for the environment, and in 1995, Will Harris III had seen enough and decided to go back to a system of farming that would be better for the environment. Today, White Oak Pastures produces 5 red meat species: cows, hogs, sheep, goats, and rabbits, as well as 5 poultry species: chickens, turkeys, geese, ducks, and guinea fowls. The farm rotates animal species through its pastures. Their 4 herds of cattle are moved from paddock to paddock every single day. And everyone on the farm benefits from this species integration. The pigs like to eat cow manure, and they get valuable microbes and nutrients from doing so. The pigs and poultry add nutrients to the soil, which grows more forage for the cows. The poultry also like to scratch through the cattle and hog manure and help break it down faster, which reduces flies and parasites. The pigs' rooting not only aerates compacted soil, they also remove unwanted plants from the fields. And their switch to regenerative farming is paying off. One study of the farm showed that White Oak Pastures offsets over 100% of their cattle greenhouse gas emissions. That means they are storing more carbon in the soil than their cows emit in their lifetime. In 2017, they sequestered 919 tons of carbon dioxide in the soil. That is the same amount of carbon dioxide a car would emit by driving around the Earth's equator 92 times. But there's one other huge benefit that regenerative farming has. Regenerative agriculture is reviving dwindling bee populations. At Heifer Ranch, a 1,200-acre ranch in Arkansas, bees play a crucial role in pollinating crops and improving biodiversity. At the ranch, they use both native and non-native bees to make sure crops and cover crops are being pollinated effectively. Having different kinds of species living together makes nature more stable and helps pollination. Healthy bee populations are essential for our food production, as 80% of the crops we eat are pollinized by bees. At Heifer, their bees are assisting regenerative farming in a variety of ways. They contribute to livestock production through pollination of forage crops such as alfalfa and clover. And higher quality feed results in healthier cows that produce more butterfat in their milk. That means more money in the bank for regenerative cattle farms. On top of that, when the bees cross-pollinate plants, they create hybrid seeds that have better resistance to diseases and environmental stressors, leading to better food security and more sustainable farming practices. But it's not a one-way street. Regenerative farming actually helps bees out too. To increase biodiversity, the farmers at Heifer Ranch are planting a variety of crops, which helps increase plant diversity and gives bees food options year-round and protects their natural habitat. The ranch also practices rotational grazing of livestock, giving their plants time to regrow and diversify, which allows bees to have plenty of space to live and find food. And it is not just local ranchers that are excited about the many positive outcomes of regenerative farming. Big companies are getting behind the movement too. As part of a detailed plan to achieve net zero emissions by 2050, Nestlé aims to source 20% of its key ingredients through regenerative farming practices by 2025 and 50% in 2030. The company recently announced an initiative that will bring regenerative agriculture practices to over 100,000 acres of farmland in their DiGiorno supply chain. This is double the amount of wheat used in their DiGiorno pizzas. ADM, a major wheat flour supplier for DiGiorno, recently measured the outcomes of farmers in the program. Half of the farms in the program used cover crops or living roots in 2022, which helped sequester more than 3,800 metric tons of CO2. That is equivalent to keeping 850 gas-powered cars off the road for 1 year. Farmers also report financial benefits because they have to spend less money on chemical fertilizers. Nestlé is now working on implementing regenerative farming in their tomato supply chain too. Regenerative farming has come at the perfect time, as the American bumblebee population has plummeted by 90% in the past 2 decades, and consumers demand more sustainably grown food. Still, there are downsides that make some hesitant to adopt regenerative agriculture. Farmers would need to acquire new knowledge and skills and completely change their expectations. Change won't be seen overnight, and it could take years to see the benefits of these practices. But it's quickly becoming a profitable and nature-friendly model. It's an alternative way to think about sustainability in farming, a way to bring back the bees to farms around the world. If you're inspired by the stories we've shared today, consider supporting regenerative farming initiatives in your community. To learn more about regenerative agriculture and its benefits, check out the resources linked in the description below. With that said, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date to the evolving world of farming.